Hello everybody and welcome to another Smite gameplay commentary. Today we're watching TeamJungleDuo facing off against Insania Gaming from the North American Smite World Championship Qualifiers Week 9 out of the round of 16. And it looks like right off the bat we have these supports running into each other as they try and get around to throw down some early wards. Fairly typical stuff as they beat the living crap out of each other for really not a whole lot of damage whatsoever. Neath looking to do some more extended poke. Kumba has now returned to base to buy up a couple of potions. And it looks like Neath's going to be taking a bit more than next to nothing as far as damage goes. Down to around half health, forced to skill up backflip to escape at this point. Geb just looking to throw down a ward early on, as both teams will at this point be disengaging off of each other. Just a few seconds left until minions spawn and then buff camps do come up, so everyone is rotating around into position for their normal starts. Just keep an eye on things here. It doesn't look like anything is going to be coming out early on here. Thing to watch, of course, is the left side. Blue camp. Let's see if they go for that early invade or not. Blue buff is down, and it looks like they will not be going for the invade into Insania's jungle once again, as they head directly to lane. Both mana buffs have at this point been picked up. And we will see if anything comes out here early on. Looks like right lane we might have a bit of an invade. Thor is looking for the mana buff of TeamJungleDuo. Thor has used Mjolnir's Attunement to teleport in. Blue buff has been stolen away from TeamJungleDuo. Hercules picking that up for himself. Will slightly extend the duration of his mana buff. Over to mid lane, Poseidon does get knocked up by a water spout. Nothing coming off the back of that. Shockwave does land as a throwback of a minion into Artemis. Ends up with not a whole lot happening in addition to that.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Like mid lane, Habwa has taken a little bit of poke out of Poseidon, possibly just from tanking the minion wave, trying to avoid them getting under the tower for too long. Right from the right lane, rotation is coming around. Habwa is narrowly going to avoid getting hit by the tectonic rift. Had that landed, he got stunned up this early on. A follow-up Earthbreaker from Hercules likely would have resulted in him getting killed for the first blood. Over in the jungle, however, we do have a bit of a skirmish as Loki and Vimana are facing off against Thor and Hercules. Poseidon rotating around to help out. Whirlpool does get dropped down to delay a chase. Over in the left lane, more aggression going back and forth. Looks like at this point, not a whole lot of anything really happening. This early on, not a lot of damage coming out of those hunters. Little poke going back and forth. Otherwise, not a whole lot. Hoppo over the mid lane is currently out of mana, getting forced to recall back to base. Looks like this next minion wave will be pushed into the tower quite shortly. Next Whirlpool, there it is. Pings are coming out for Poseidon to go pick up a damage buff, as over in the left lane, still not a whole lot of anything is happening.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Back edge Rocket Strike did catch out Artemis, who does get locked into place by
Your right tower is under attack.
Spirit Arrow. Looked up these abilities as I need to remember them. Have notes in front of me. Good stuff all around. Habwa coming out with early level 5 aggression off the back of that return to lane. That damage buff for Poseidon didn't last long, as the crushing waves off the back of a couple abilities did finish him off. Rotating around now with Kumbhakarna, looking for those mid harpies, which will be back up very shortly. I guess technically I missed that fight, but caught the tail end of it. Getting better at realizing these things. Gab just getting completely zoned out of the mid harpies. He'll be looking to roll around to the right side harpies, picking those up for TeamJungleDuo has an opportunity to rotate around. And they are already gone, so definitely won't be picking those up. Over in the right lane, Vimana is down a level currently, does not yet have his ultimate. Would not have the mana to use the ultimate, as the Kraken does come out in the middle lane. Kumbhakarna getting caught up in the middle of it all. Loki coming around for the gank, however. Looks like Anvil of Dawn also getting used. Thor jumping down at the back, looking to put Kumba into his ultimate, into his passive rather. Loki does pick up Poseidon as the fight is still continuing. Hercules or Thor getting very low and is dropped by Loki as well. Loki looking for the triple kill, chasing Geb under the tower. Groggy Strike does land into the epic uppercut. Loki does get picked off by the tower, however, the epic uppercut does pick off Geb. However, the tower picks up Habwa as well. That will be 3, 4. As over in the right lane, more aggression coming out as Hercules is looking for the kill onto Vamana. Minions now tanking the tower. Hercules will not be chasing that beyond, however. So 3 kills coming out of that for TeamJungleDuo. Good rotation there by by Loki, picking up a double kill. Sometimes these things get away from me. However, that little bit of tower diving aggression resulting in 2 return kills. Habwa, of course, always only going down to the tower, so it didn't actually count for a kill in favor of Insania Gaming. So only the 1 return kill by Geb out of that fight. Just take a quick look at the gold and experience graph. A little bit of a gold lead in favor of Insania Gaming at this point. 500 and 600 or so gold. 1,600 gold, or rather experience lead, as the sports are about to start an epic counter-warding ward battle. Trying to stop each other from killing each other's wards. Geb, for the moment, successful in denying that counter-warding. Kumba, however, is waiting in the wind to head back around and deal with that. Over in the solo lane, it's the solo lane. Just because they're near each other does not mean anything whatsoever. Over in the left lane, the solo hunter duel is going slightly at the moment in favor of Artemis, as Neith is going back to base to shop up. Will likely be picking up Devourer's gauntlets. There it is. Artemis will likely be following along on that doing the same thing very shortly. It's a driving strike onto her. Damn it, the Kraken comes out with the gank and does burst, delivering crap out of Habwa. He gets picked off there. Let's just rewind quickly and take a look at that. Rewind cooperating for once and actually going back while he is still alive. Let's see if that actually was a gank or not here shortly. Habwa going forward for some wave clear. Looks like deciding to go for some early aggression. The water spout does not connect. Geb rolling out into the lane. Anvil of Dawn coming down, locking him up. Release the Kraken coming out for the kill. Poseidon not having much of a chance after that Anvil of Dawn did land. Harpies are coming back up, and Insania Gaming is looking for those left Harpies this time around. Neith and Artemis now both have Devourer's gauntlets completed. Neith slightly behind on gold, however, not able to pick up beads quite yet. And actually, Geb might be able to get to the right Harpies in time to contest this. Thor using Mjolnir's attunement to get there as well. This could be a fight for the right Harpies. Kumba and Loki are nearby. Mighty Yawn coming out just in time to deny them one of the Harpies, it looked like. So Mighty Yawn doing work, picking up that right Harpy camp. As Loki is heading towards the right lane to turn around. 3 members of Insania Gaming still in mid lane. 3 members of TeamJungleDuo as well. Just taking a quick look down at items if we have anything unusual coming out of either side. That's right lane. Vamana once again forced under his tower. Habwa rotating in the general direction, however not making a full rotation. We'll be heading back to mid lane as Poseidon will quickly be pushing this wave to the tower. Looks like Loki getting pinged out in the jungle. Groggy Strike not quite connecting onto Thor's. Poseidon is now running from Loki, and Habwa crushing waves does come out as Loki, or rather Habwa, picks up the kill onto Poseidon. Now Geb has arrived to support. Anvil of Dawn coming down onto Habwa and Poseidon. World Weaver landing onto Thor, trying to get Poseidon or Habwa out of this fight. Loki coming in from stealth, looking to do more damage and work as Artemis has arrived on the scene. Loki now in the backline, facing off against 3 members of Insania Gaming, will go down.
Middle tower is under attack.
So So it'll look like Team Jungle Duo will be making their escape here now at this point. 1 for 1. So looks like Neath deciding to play with the support. So the ward does come down. Neath laying down the hurt off the backflip. Spirit Arrow combo. Still put some damage. Artemis still over in that left lane.
Your right tower is under attack.
Now Neath will be rotating over to pick up that farm before it reaches the tower. Actually, just a moment or two ago, before that little fight broke out, I was going to point out that Geb was actually only about 20 gold behind with that first, with the only kill on Insania Gaming. Was at that point in time only about 20 gold behind having the highest gold on his team. As the support person, generally you will not have much gold at all. So having the top gold actually shows that other people are having quite a bit of problems between just killing and things like that. Over in the right lane, Team Jungle Duo going ahead with a little invade, picking up the blue buff out of Insania Gaming's side of the jungle. Hercules going to be returning to the jungle very shortly, watching Vamana stroll away with his buff in hand, as something wonky is currently happening on the computer and USB noises are going off. Everything seems okay, however, so we're going to proceed as usual. So the fight for mid-Harpies has once again broken out. Habwa rotating around, looking for the solo pickup onto mid-Harpy camp. However, Tectonic Rift does land just to zone him out, as it is quickly dropped. Water Spout does connect onto Geb. But it's not in time to pick anything up. As the game moves on, Insania Gaming has increased their gold lead ever so slightly to 1,100 gold lead, 2,000 experience lead in their favor. As the battle of the century comes out in solo lane, the only thing slower than a support on support fight is the solo laner on solo laner fight when you are talking about two warriors. Both of them at this point building largely defensive items. As I look at Vamana's items, and he is in fact building, not defensive items, with a Heartseeker to his name. As a little bit of a little skirmish is breaking out, Thora looking to land Tectonic Rift onto Loki, who does manage to slip away. Habwa now caught out. That is Poseidon, not Habwa. Habwa looking to catch out Poseidon with a water cannon. Nothing, as Loki is in stealth here, looking for something. There's the assassinate onto Hercules. However, the Geb shield already wants that. Habwa caught in the middle of a Kraken. Tectonic Rift does lock up Geb, however, he is still in pursuit as the Mighty Young comes out to delay this push. World Weaver coming across the map. Not going to be enough, however, as both teams do disengage and get away safely. Loki thrown out a decoy to delay that mid-wave as long as possible.
Your middle tower is under attack.
So that full minion wave will be getting a decent amount of damage onto the mid tower of Team Jungle Duo. Habwa does arrive back in lane to clear that up. So yeah, Vamana actually picking up Heartseeker, going with the offensive item over the solo lane. That'll be a little interesting as he builds the stacks up there. Will, to an extent, counter Mystical Mail. However, Mystical Mail providing the defenses as well will put Vamana at a bit of a disadvantage outside of his ultimate. Once, between the additional damage and armor from, or rather physical protection from the Mystical Mail, it's kind of a wash at this point. Once full stacks are on Heartseeker, it'll kind of even things out, but until then, Vamana will be at a bit of a disadvantage now, building into Hastened Fate, what will likely be either a Witchblade or possibly Hastened Fatalis. Geb getting caught out in the jungle, shielding up on himself, probably waiting for the opportunity to, there is the Cataclysm coming out, avoiding the Groggy Strike from Kumba. Fight is working on Neath getting forced to backflip out of the fight. Geb is dropped by Loki and Kumbhakarna as the chase onto Neath is still going forward. Caledonian Board does come out. Artemis trying to look for the kill onto Neath. However, the Epic Uppercut Nocturne of Poseidon does finish Neath off with the Whirlpool. Poseidon now in a bad position as everything is just kind of crushing away from Habwa coming across. Thor still in pursuit with Artemis onto Kumbhakarna, who is knocked into his passive. The fight will go 1 for 3 in favor of Actually, sorry, 1 for 4 in favor of TeamJungleDuo.
Your left tower is under attack.
Insania Gaming will be picking up a free Gold Fury at this point in time. Let's see if anything is going on over in the right lane before checking back over here. So crazy, crazy fight as all but the solo lane rotated around to the left lane on the back of Geb getting caught out by Gold Fury. And a great follow-up into that fight by Insania Gaming, only losing Geb in the back of that. Able to pick up 4 for that, but they will extend their gold lead with that Gold Fury up to 3,500. Almost 6,500 experience lead at this point. Quick look down the items. What am I looking for? Beads and Aegises coming out everywhere, as Insania Gaming has now picked up both Harpy camps in the middle of the map. Looks like Loki is considering going around for the gank, as well as Habwa onto our lane. Creeping Curse does come out to slow him down. World Weaver coming from across the map. Hercules is getting locked down. Thor has arrived to assist. Tectonic Rift stopping the crushing waves going across onto anyone. Anvil of Dawn is up as Geb and Poseidon are rotating around. Kumba has arrived as well. Anvil of Dawn landing onto Vimana, getting dangerously low as Loki jumps right back onto Thor, who is picked off and killed. Release the Kraken, comes out, stunning up Loki and killing him with a couple follow-up Trident attacks from Poseidon. So 1-for-1 trade over in the right lane. Left lane as both hunters are dueling it out at this point. Artemis getting quite low, however the minion waves have arrived to even things out for the moment. Kumba now getting caught out in the right lane by Geb and Hercules using Mighty Throw, or Throwback rather, to escape. Groggy Strike charged up just to stun anyone up. Shield coming out from Geb just in time to block that out. As Geb is diving under the tower, not quite enough. Epic uppercut onto Geb will save Kumba for the moment, however Geb is now getting danger slows. Vimana has returned to the lane. Vimana may go for the kill here. Nothing coming out of anybody. Hercules too low on mana to use his Driving Strike to get Vimana out of the way. It's a little bit too aggressive for Geb there, diving that tower. Not able to get the damage onto Kumba, who managed to save himself with an epic uppercut. So good play over there, turning it around by TeamJungleDuo. Kills are even at this point, 16 minutes into the match, but a 4,000 gold lead in favor of Insania Gaming at this point, however, off of the Gold Fury. And just general farm. The backflip. Spirit Hour combo landing, locking Artemis up as they taunt each other back and forth. So yeah, both hunters kind of just posturing around the map. Over in the solo lane, Vimana getting knocked back towards the tower. Not quite enough to do anything, however. As mid Harpies are once again about to be up, we'll see both teams once again moving around to pick these up. Left Harpies will be going to Insania Gaming for free. They are already gone before anyone's in position to even think about taking them. Vimana still going for those... Where is Vimana? There's Vimana. He is going for that Witchblade at this point. Not quite online, however. And he is having trouble against Hercules at this point in time. Of course, Hercules having mitigate wounds as a normal ability, as Vimana is knocked back once again. Does not look like he'll have enough mana to ultimate, however, throwing out Creeping Curse will allow him to escape safely. That's actually a creepier curse. Either way, same effect, shorter cooldown. Loki had rotated over there to cover the lane. As we do have some members of Insania Gaming roaming around the jungle. Artemis looking for... looking to push that wave forward into the tower as she recalls to base. Supports just standing around that Gold Fury, doing that support dance. This is almost as exciting as a solo lane matchup, guys. This is some exciting... Up. Gab is hiding behind the wall. He's looking to rotate around the backside, possibly. Who knows? Or is he just going to come back? He's poking back around to the Gold Fury fight. Or the Gold Fury pit, I should say. As both supports finally disengage and head back to left lane. Exciting stuff by both support players over there. Look, popping around, throwing a decoy as he heads across the map, looking to play in the left side of the jungle. And
Your right tower is under
Neith backflipping the wall, getting caught out now behind Insania Gaming. She has no escape and will likely be going down here. Habwa is rotating around, however, it will be too little too late, as Loki and Poseidon are fighting it out in the jungle. Loki choosing... they may go here. Anvil of Dawn is up. Kumba has blinked forward onto Poseidon, looking for a kill here. Anvil of Dawn looking to connect onto Poseidon, onto Habwa, however, it does miss. It does not matter, however, it's released. The Kraken and the Whirlpool come out, dropping him down quite quickly. Thor picking up the kill. So Insania Gaming pulling ahead slightly in kills, 10-8. Gold lead still, however, in favor of Team Jungle Duo by about 1,500 gold at this point. I lie, for 4,700 gold. Math is terribly, terribly hard, evidently. Loki going for the kill in the mid lane onto Poseidon. Will pick him up quite quickly and easily. Kumba trying to do his best to save this left lane tower. However, it will drop as he is going to... Actually, Neith is on her way back. Kumba getting dangerously low, forced into his passive as Artemis is going for the kill here. One more hit will do it. Neith backflipping out of the way. Spirit Hour was used. They could have possibly pursued that. However, for the first time that we've seen so far, Hercules has less health than Vimana. Finishing off that Witchblade, apparently doing enough work to put him ahead in these exchanges. Insania Gaming now has started off the Gold Fury fight. Neith getting caught out in the middle of the fight. Artemis will be on the top of that. The Caledonian board has come out. It is beadsed, however, as the board does jump onto Habwa. Artemis now going in a 1v2 fight. Gold Fury is still active over here in the jungle. Loki now arriving. Gold Fury down to about 25% health. Will be picked up by Insania Gaming. And there will be no follow-up on this as Loki does turn back around. Harpy cams are up, that's always exciting stuff. Habwa going straight forward into that. Crushing Waves is available if he chooses to go for the kill. However, he will be forced to use it to escape here. Both members of Insania Gaming still in pursuit as Kumbuk shows up. Anvil of Dawn coming down for the kill onto Habwa as Thor uses Mjolnir's attunement to escape. Kumba looking to stay on top of Thor as he moves around, being sneaky. He might not escape here as World Weaver comes across onto Geb, also getting dangerously low. Looks like Thor does manage to escape in the back as Mighty Yawn comes out onto Geb, who will also blink out of there to make sure he gets away safely. So a kill and Gold Fury going to Insania Gaming, extending the gold lead to approximately 6,500 gold. 7,000 gold. We're getting better at math. I'm only about a 500 gold estimate off. Math is still hard, as most of Insania Gaming has backed to buy at this point and will be returning to lane. They're all kind of heading towards middle lane at this point as Artemis is finally breaking off, looking for those back Harpies. Taking a look down at each player's items, Vimana is electing not to build more in the way of physical defense, going for instead what will become a Stone of Gaia at some point in the future. Large minion wave getting to the Insania Gaming left lane tower will be rather quickly taken down by Artemis. Over in the right lane, looks like a little bit of aggression coming out by Thor. Not much going to be used on follow-up of that. Taking a look down anywhere else, Loki does also have a Heartseeker as more aggression is coming out onto Vimana. Painfully slow attack speed with that Witchblade and what is now still a creepier curse. Does it have an attack speed debuff on it? No, that is just the ground speed, movement speed decrease. They are looking for this kill onto Vimana, who has popped his ultimate. Anvil of Dawn not quite connecting. Kumbhakarna has rotated over, and Loki is now present as well. Geb getting caught out and abandoned by his team as he does use Cataclysm to try and delay. Caught by the Mighty Yawn. So kind of surprised there is no body blocking coming out here. Insania Gaming is considering going in for the fight once again. Geb will stroll out as Tectonic Rift does lock out two members of Team Jungle Duo for the moment. All 5 members of Team Jungle Duo have rotated over to the right lane as Artemis is looking for that mid lane push. Middle lane tower of Team Jungle Duo did drop at some point in time. I do not know when that happened. We'll pretend I noticed it. and we talked about it earlier, which we actually didn't. So nothing coming of that fight for either team, not even much damage getting put out onto the tower. Geb did manage to escape successfully, and a good little bit of teamwork by Insania Gaming, using the Tectonic Rift to lock everyone else from the pursuit. Habwa being cheeky, going for that damage buff steal, as, going for those back hoppers as well. There is no ward coverage that deep in the jungle. I'm not sure if they even know he is there at the moment. They might have seen him, what they thought was roaming around and possibly backing. Not entirely sure, but Mana getting a little on the low side will be running back to his inner tower to recall. 3 members of Insania Gaming thinking about going for that kill onto Vamana, choosing not to as members of TeamJungleDuo are arriving to support. Geb rolling out just to get the lane quicker, as Insania Gaming turns their attention to that right lane tower, which will be getting dropped here right now. TeamJungleDuo not able to defend that, however they are in position to defend the inner tower. Insania Gaming instead choosing not to play around, just going to be backing off as Neith is over in the left lane, taking a tower over there, so TeamJungleDuo does answer with the left lane tower. Neith now looking to put damage onto this middle tower. And she may not have time to finish it off, as Thor does have Anvil of Dawn available. We'll see if he chooses to use it or just Mjolnir's Attunement forward. Tectonic Rift does land, stopping the backflip. Did not stop the backflip, interrupted it. Was still off cooldown, however, at that point. Insania Gaming now in the right. TeamJungleDuo in the right lane, however, did manage to take out Poseidon and Hercules. They took out that right lane tower. We will be rewinding here quickly just to see exactly what happened over there while I was paying no attention whatsoever, and we'll double speed up until something happens. A little more speeding up. Alright, here we go. Looks like Poseidon and Hercules might just not have been able to back. The water cannon does interrupt the recall as Kumbhakarna blinks forward. There's the creepier curse coming out. The big baby is up and tanking the tower. Kraken does come up, however, not going to be enough as Hercules will be getting dropped here momentarily after Poseidon. So both members getting dropped there to the 4-man tower dive. That's why it is important to make sure you're recalling at the same time as other members of your team. You end up in situations where what would have been a 2 or 3 versus 4 turns into a 2 versus 4, which is just not going to end well for you. Artemis getting too far forward, getting picked off by Loki, as TeamJungleDuo is now looking for that middle tower, which they will get as well. Over in the right lane, Thor doing some work on Neith. Tectonic Rift landing, and she will be dropping as Mjolnir's Attunement swings back towards him. As Neith questions herself, really? You managed to land and kill me on that return of the frickin' hammer? Really? That's all that can be said about that. 3 members of Insania Gaming currently down. TeamJungleDuo, however, will just be rotating around for, I was gonna say, they should be going for that Gold Fury right now while they have a moment, choosing to clear out that middle wave beforehand. There are currently 2 Hand of the Gods for Insania Gaming, with Geb and Hercules both having 1. Loki has elected to go for the, I don't know what it's called, Fist of the Gods for the stun. Actually, TeamJungleDuo not choosing to go for that Gold Fury. After all, we'll pick up a couple of buffs here and there. Just take a look at the gold graph. TeamJungleDuo has pulled the gold lead back towards even, however, still down by about 2,500 gold. Still behind slightly on experience, however, a number of Insania Gaming members are at level 20, so some of that is not at real experience. That matters. So probably just a slight bit more even than the 6,500 that the experience graph is showing. Some members of TeamJungleDuo contesting out that... Hey, new wards. Sword in the Stone wards. Good stuff. Neith almost getting caught out as that the Transgressor's fate is dropped down, looking to catch Neith out. However, she will manage to escape safely. It's like both teams are posturing around the mid lane tower. TeamJungleDuo looking for the kill, and Insania Gaming looking to defend. As Neith rotates around, it will be a 5v5 standoff in the middle lane. Neath perhaps getting a little too close for comfort there into range of Earthbreaker from Hercules, as Loki and Hercules do rotate around to the side. So we'll poke around back to the middle lane, keeping an eye on the main fight. We will switch to the team fight UI ahead of time, because I remembered for once. That is the most impressive thing you will see me do all week, folks. Standoff is continuing as Loki has rotated around to the left lane. They will be aware of his absence shortly and may elect to initiate the team fight. They will be aware of his presence this time. Here's the Earthbreaker from Hercules looking to catch someone out. Not successful at this point, however. And it looks like TeamJungleDuo actually looking for the initiation. Kumba pushing forward a little bit as well. That one melee minion going to make it to the tower and get taken out. TeamJungleDuo ahead so far with that one minion denial. Artemis is actually now over in the left lane as the standoff does continue. Artemis just quickly clearing out that tower. They could be looking to pick up Artemis on her way back to the middle lane. However, nothing happening just yet.
Your middle tower is under attack.
If Insania Gaming can get a good Earthbreaker onto the right member of TeamJungleDuo, that could secure them the team fight early. However, they do need to first actually land an Earthbreaker onto someone. This has been pretty bad. The blink forward from Gab, the Cataclysm comes out, catching all 4 members of TeamJungleDuo. Neath backflipping out of the way. Earthbreaker does land onto Vamana, not the person they are looking for. Anvil of Dawn into the backline onto Habwa. He is forced to Aegis. Tectonic Rift coming out as Kumbhakarna and Vamana are forcing the fight forward. Earthbreaker does come out, landing onto Thor. Thor will be the first person to drop as Loki returns to the middle lane fight. Excavate coming out, hitting a number of members of TeamJungleDuo as Hercules does disengage. Loki looking to pick up the kill on the side. The Kraken does come up, catching only Kumbhakarna, however, as Loki does pick off Hercules. Fight has gone in favor of TeamJungleDuo at this point in time, picking off 2 members of Insania Gaming off of that initiation from Geb, not going in their favor. Thor perhaps diving too far in the backline, allowing Kumba and Vamana just to wreak havoc in the main fight. So we'll see what TeamJungleDuo chooses to do off the back of this. Down 2 members, there is still a Hand of the Gods on the field. Would not be a free Gold Fury. Geb is at base, however. Would have a short period of time in which to turn to lane. There are pings coming out from somebody on the Gold Fury, as Kumbhakarna and Hawa were just checking over there, make sure it was getting picked up by Insania Gaming. Actually, just looking at this, it's possible a couple of ultimates weren't used for that fight. I know Caledonian Boar does have a relatively short cooldown. It might have come off cooldown already, but it's possible it never actually was used during that fight. As bad weather is breaking out here, hopefully not going to actually affect anything. I apologize if there is thunder getting picked up by the microphone. Hopefully I do not end up losing power like the game I attempted to record before this, which happened twice. First time about 10 minutes into the game, and the second time about 25 minutes into the game, about an hour later. Fun stuff, that is, losing 2 recordings. So this is a different game altogether. We'll see if I can manage to get through this, as it is now pouring. That's your weather update for my locale, which will be rather irrelevant to the course of things. TeamJungleDuo posturing around. The Fire Giant, blink forward from Kumbhakarna with the Mighty Yawn, does catch out 2 members of Insania Gaming. Geb blinking forward for the Cataclysm, does land onto 3 members of TeamJungleDuo. Loki, however, jumping on to Poseidon. Kraken coming out. Poseidon juking around, trying to get out of there. Not enough, however, as the double excavate does bounce back and forth onto Loki, putting him extremely low, as now Vamana, the big baby, coming out. Habwa picking up the kill onto Geb. They will be looking for, well, anything at this point. Just checking on the left lane, nothing really happening there. Hercules and Thor trying to keep tabs on the members of TeamJungleDuo, who are now rotating around for Fire Giants. Hercules does have Hand of the Gods 3, and he will be looking for the steal here. We'll see what happens in the back of this fight. Not a lot of damage coming out. Loki is rotating around. Artemis is on her way as well. Let's kind of watch things here. Thor is up in the air with the Anvil of Dawn, looking for the stun just at the right time. Hercules is around the back. They have pulled off a Fire Giant instead, turning to kill off Hercules, and Thor, Hand of the Gods, is down and out. Insania Gaming does make the steal, however. Hercules getting in and out. They're now looking for a kill onto Kumbhakarna. Artemis, however, not able to pick it up as she does have the beads. Fist of the Gods, Loki using his jump onto her to pick her off. Insania Gaming coming out with the steal. Good stuff there by Hercules. Just strolling on in with the Anvil of Dawn stun coming out, locking up the members of TeamJungleDuo, allowing that steal to come out. That will swing the gold almost dead even. Actually, gold's now 700 gold in favor of Insania, or the TeamJungleDuo, despite that Fire Giant pickup. Math is hard, so that Artemis kill was enough just to swing the gold back in their favor. So things almost dead even. Fire Giant belts on Insania Gaming. 4 members of Insania Gaming will be giving them the advantage on fights that will be coming up shortly. Battle of the Century coming out in the Gold Fury pit as Geb is chased off, losing out the Vision Ward battle. Gold Fury is not getting started up. Vamana is caught out, however, he is the big baby. He's down, getting slowed down. Tectonic Rift comes out, Kraken comes out, Excavate comes out, and Vamana is dropped. The big baby was, in fact, not used. Don't know if it would have saved in that situation, a 1v4 fight where he was getting locked down big time. However, it could not have hurt. It would have been back off cooldown by the time he revived as well. Now, Insania Gaming looking to progress down this middle lane. Middle tower is dropped extremely quickly as they are now turning their attention towards the middle Phoenix. Or perhaps the left lane tower as they rotate over just to prove me wrong. Kumba and Habwa are looking for the pick-off onto Poseidon. World Weaver going across the map does land. Mighty Yawn coming in just a second early as Beads is still up. Crushing Waves coming forth is Aegis by Poseidon as members of Insania Gaming are rotating around to help him out. Left lane tower, it does get dropped as Kumba and Habwa are now running for their life, cut off from the rest of their team. They will retreat into the right side of the jungle. I believe Anvil of Dawn was popped and Thor was up in the air. Don't think that was used offensively, however. Kind of heard it off in the background. Gold Fury now going to Insania Gaming. They have now increased their lead to about 4,000 gold, swinging things in their own favor. Fire Giant belt has now... Actually, that Artemis had died. Let's check someone else. Fire Giant belt is still up and available for, I believe, about a minute. We'll see if anything comes of that at this point. Just poke around the map. Take a quick look at items. Starter items have been sold off for a number of players. A number of players working on their 6th items at this point. Artemis has almost completed what will likely be, well, pretty much almost definitely be kin size unless she elects for a Malice. We'll see what that ends up being later on. Anything else of note coming out item-wise? A couple of Magi's Blessings out on the field to avoid, or get some extra protection from those Mighty Yawns and the like. A couple of Heartseekers out on either side. Earlier, one of the things I was kind of taking note of was Loki had picked up 4 deaths for himself early on. I was going to say Heartseeker may prove to be a disadvantage early, however, he has not died now in about 15 minutes, so that Heartseeker has been fully stacked for a long time now. The minion wave was pushed up by TeamJungleDuo in the middle lane. We will see what happens as the Gold Fury, or rather Fire Giant belt, has now ended. been removed from the members of Insania Gaming as they rotate around to the right side jungle. It will be up shortly. This will likely be a contestation here at this point, as both teams are going to want to make sure that they are the ones who receive that the next time it is up. Bit of a large minion wave is making its way towards TeamJungleDuo's side of the map. Fire Giant is about to respawn, as more bad weather is being heard quite nearby as I'm looking out the window and it is sunny. There is your weather update once again at the Fire Giant fight. Standoff has begun. Currently, minion waves are going to be moving towards the TeamJungleDuo side of the map. Just holding out here and delaying for the moment will be in favor of Insania Gaming. As things go on, Insania Gaming did piss off the Fire Giant in the process of clearing out a ward. However, for the moment, the fight has not yet started. Some posturing going around once again. We will remember the team fight UI ahead of time. Habwa Neath getting knocked up by the Earthbreaker, however. Anvil of Dawn is active. Thor is up in the air. Popping down onto Neath as she is dropped quite low. Cataclysm kind of setting her up. Release the Kraken, picking up Neath. Loki does pick up Artemis, however. Both hunters are now down and out of this fight. Poseidon now getting chased down by Vimana, and Habwa will be dropped. TeamJungleDuo currently ahead in this fight as Excavate does miss. Geb getting dangerously low for Insania Gaming. Will they be able to pick him up as Loki is knocked back by Hercules? Jolnir's attunement used by Thor to get out of the fight. Kumbhakarna blinking forward. Mighty Yawn does land. No Groggy Strike follow-up. Kind of surprisingly, that might have been on cooldown. Will allow Geb to escape. 2 for 2. Both teams coming out even. Kumba actually not using Epic Uppercut during that fight. That could have turned the tide of that battle in their favor. Possibly just not finding the target he wanted to use it on. So for now, just an even 2 for 2 exchange on the back of that Fire Giant standoff. Fire Giant still just chilling here, kind of bored, stretching a little bit. Waiting for round 2 as Geb is heading back to the Fire Giant to throw down some more wards. Just taking a quick look at the gold. XP graph gold is still about 4,000 in favor of Insania Gaming, as we will likely very shortly be seeing another standoff around that Fire Giant pit. Minions in the left lane are now going to be pushing slightly in favor of TeamJungleDuo with that extra archer minion. Otherwise, both teams just rotating around, picking up whatever jungle camps they can. Artemis, Loki, and Vimana are now at full build. They will be looking to begin purchasing potions in the near future. Well, actually, if we can find any of them, we'll just keep an eye on this fight for the moment, but we'll see otherwise if anyone has picked up potions. We have a brief moment here. Artemis does not have one either. So for now, things are slightly in favor of TeamJungleDuo item-wise. However, the gold lead is currently in favor of TeamJungleDuo. We are not able to see where that gold actually has gone. It could have just been dumped into wards earlier in the game, so the gold could actually be pretty even at this point. Groggy Strike does land out of Kumba. However, once again, no follow-up coming on that as both teams are standing and facing each other in the middle, or at Fire Giant. So around, Earthbreaker does land onto Vimana. The driving strike follow-up, however, not quite landing. Vimana, again, not really the person they want in the middle of their team. Poseidon going to be rotating around to middle lane to clear that wave. Just quickly throwing down a Whirlpool will be enough at this point on in the game. Groggy Strike from Kumba and Mighty Yawn both missing. Kumba now caught out, however, will be pulling back safely. Neath back flipping out of the Earthbreaker. That could have been bad had she been pulled forward into Insania. Hercules and Vimana swinging it, duking it out there. Two of the tankiest people in the game. Not a lot of that's going to be happening. Loki has rotated around middle lane. Does take out the middle tower. However, Cataclysm coming out from Geb on the back of a blink. Epic Uppercut does come out onto somebody that might have been Anvil of Dawn, which Thor is now onto and killing Neath as the fight does continue. Loki jumping into the backline, picking off Artemis. Now looking for Poseidon, who he finds as well. Earthbreaker connects onto Loki, knocking him to wall. He is, however, able to sneak away. Thor picking up Habwa. Finally, Hercules is dodging around for dear life, trying to get out of this fight. Fight currently going in favor of Insania with 3 kills in their pocket, looking to get another one onto Kumbhakarna at this point, as Thor is retreating around the side. Vimana is in pursuit, however, as Mighty On hits Geb and Hercules, stopping the chase from them. Vimana still looking for this Thor kill over here, as Tectonic Rift does connect. Vimana now out of position, surrounded by 3 members of Insania Gaming. This could end badly as a driving strike delays him retreating more, and now he is body blocked against the wall, does sneak around. Earthbreaker throwing him back yet again, as he is now retreating around the wall the other direction. And it looks like on the back of that, he will be able to retreat safely. Kumba not wanting any of this follow-up, as he is trying to recall unsuccessfully, getting forced to go back out someplace else. We'll be hiding around behind that Fire Giant pit, still putting damage onto Vimana. Fire Giant did throw a little bit of a boulder there at somebody. Both teams finally disengaging off of each other. Vimana decide, maybe I'll be cheeky and interrupt that recall. Nope. Just poke the Fire Giant, head back to base. Finally, after about a 30-second chase around the right lane and right side jungle. So Insania Gaming slightly does come out ahead for them in that fight once again, going 3 for 2 in their favor. Those numbers may not be correct, I don't know. Insania Gaming has recalled and healed up, and they are immediately looking again for the Fire Giant fight. Standoff has started once again. Number of fights coming out here, however, Fire Giant not being picked up by either team. This game will likely come down to whoever can win one of these fights decisively and just steamroll down the other side of the map. Kumba has blinked forward into the fight, and Mighty On coming out catching 2 members of Insania Gaming. No follow-up on the back of that, however. Blink will be down for the next engagement. Earthbreaker does land onto Vimana. Again, not the person they really want to be in the middle of their team fighting. Loki rotating around the side. We could be seeing an initiation here very shortly. A word is dropped down. They definitely know he is there. Kumba and Vimana are forward now. There is a field of traps, however, laid down by Artemis in the middle of this fight. Vimana getting quite low before the fight even breaks out. Artemis getting locked down, however. Or Poseidon, rather, getting picked off early. Artemis is in the back fighting for her life as she is chasing down Andal Dawn coming out of Thor for the kill onto Vimana. Artemis getting picked off by Habwa. The fight's still going on. Geb now getting dropped by Neith as Loki and Neith turn their attention onto Thor, who is getting picked off as well. Hercules, the last man standing. The fight will go to TeamJungleDuo on the back of that fight. Now finally turning their attention to the Fire Giant, which will be taken by them with no contention whatsoever. All members of Insania Gaming down for at least 40 seconds. A now about 10-15 minute Fire Giant standoff has ended. TeamJungleDuo coming out ahead, only losing Vimana. Gold has once again swung back towards even. TeamJungleDuo only behind by 1,000 gold, which is now in their favor by 500 on the back of that tower. 15 seconds until Poseidon is up. They may look to end the game here, choosing instead to go clean up some Phoenix. 10 seconds still remaining on Poseidon. As Poseidon is about to respawn now, they will look for that final Phoenix. And they will likely head back to base, heal up, shop quickly for some potions before heading back for one final push. That right Phoenix will be dropped as the other members of Insania Gaming are coming back up. They are doing a split recall here. This could potentially be bad. Habwa and Neith left out on their own. Mom and Kumba in the background trying to get out of there as well. Habwa and Neith do have to be careful. Habwa now returned to base as well, as is Neith. It looks like all of them will be managed to get out of there safely. TeamJungleDuo has gotten out safely. All 3 Phoenixes of Insania Gaming are down. Fire minions beginning to pour out and down all 3 lanes. About 2.5 minutes left on the Fire Giant buff at this point in time. We will be seeing probably the final push here shortly. Insania Gaming will have to stop them out, otherwise all TeamJungleDuo really have to do is push the right or left lane and allow the firemen just to keep pushing down the other lanes. See, as Neath is in the jungle in the left lane. Did Hercules? No, just Hercules going to go back to base here. Habwa getting a little aggressive there, trying to throw out some damage onto Thor. However, that could have potentially been a bad thing, as it would have been a 1v3 situation for him. Water Cannon does interrupt the Water Spout does interrupt the recall. Crushing Waves coming out. The blink forward by Kumbhakarna. Crushing Waves does land as the Geb Shield does protect Thor for the moment. He is, however, dropped very quickly. Whirlpool coming out. There's the Excavate coming down the giant baseball. Not really doing a whole lot at the moment. The mana is all the way in the middle of the fight. Neath does pick off Artemis. It looks like this could be it, as two members of Insania Gaming are already down. Poseidon getting very low, 300 or so health. Aegis is used, not enough, however, as TeamJungleDuo turns their attention onto the Insania Gaming Titan. This could be it right here, folks, as the Titan does drop. TeamJungleDuo knocking out Insania Gaming at 47 minutes, 51 seconds. Just missing the 100,000 gold mark by just 27 gold. Nothing really relevant right there. Everyone's full build pretty much at this point, just getting items. Everyone having wards at this point on potions being used before the fights started. Loki doing work that game for TeamJungleDuo. 15 kills, 5 deaths, 8 assists. Let's take a look at the damage done. Actually, while doing work, Loki did just pick up a lot of kills. Hopwa with 42,000 player damage being done that match. So Habwa definitely doing work, almost 10,000 gold ahead of anyone else. Vimana doing a lot of damage, taking a lot of damage, doing that tanky work. Hercules doing the same. Supports just close behind them. So very nice play by TeamJungleDuo, excuse me. Coming back from behind twice in this game. Great gameplay by both teams. However, that one fight at the Fire Giant, that long extended standoff. Both teams killing each other. Was both teams killing each other once or twice? I think it was once. And then TeamJungleDuo just getting a decisive deicide, only losing one member, picking off the Fire Giant on the back of that, cleaning up the Phoenix, and closing out the game on the next push afterwards. So great play by them, closing out the game on the back of those multiple Fire Giant standoffs. That's going to be it for this game, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I apologize for any mistakes I made in casting, player names, ability names, missing players, which I think was okay this game, only missing really one, which we did manage to go back, rewind, and watch after the fact. Hopefully this will get better in the future as I do cast more games. Otherwise, I hope you guys did enjoy. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.